short time left in the round. John O'Brien raining down punches here, trying to make sure he secures the round in a dominant position, and he does so.
Dominant round one for John O'Brien. John O'Brien went out there, had a good game plan. That's probably the most kicks I've ever seen him throw.
Absolutely, right off the bat, came in heavy with a lot of pressure from the kicks and just, relentless nonstop coming forward. As soon as he gets the pressure up against the cage, that's where we've seen him perform really well in the past, is just drags his opponents down to the ground and slowly eats away at their conditioning.
And it doesn't look like he's doing a lot, but it's so much tremendous pressure that he's putting down that's hurting his opponent and hurting his cardio.
Absolutely. One thing to be noted, two very talented corners here. You got James Krause and Grant Dawson in one corner, and UFC veteran Brock Larson in the other corner, all the way from Minnesota here tonight for Fight Circus. And something that can't go unacknowledged, Keith, we are outdoors and it is hot. That's something that could be a factor here going into these later rounds as the fights continue to, could be a drainer on the cardio.
It could be. It's draining me right now, so I can only imagine me fighting.
Touch of gloves and back to the kicks with John O'Brien. These two guys are swinging haymakers. John O'Brien closes the distance, gets the pressure he wants, looking to lock up the hips, and he does so yet again.
And right back to his bread and butter.
Yeah, you can hear Brock Larson in the corner telling his fighter to free the knee, and that's what we were talking about in the first round, is whenever your knee is trapped over the leg of John O'Brien, it makes it hard to move, and he finally gets his knee out and is looking to recover full guard. Back to full guard, Joseph Hart.
Hits, Joey. Hits to the head, wall walk. Hits to the head, wall walk.
Yes, wall walk now, Joey, wall walk. There we go, good. Go in, get your hand.
Wall walking, keep wall walking.
Yeah, both these guys showing very, very good skills and experience here, listening to their corners.
Don't let him pin that hand.
And John's looking to pin that hand once again to get some free uncontested shots.
He does have it laced there around the back of Hart. And these short strikes add up.
That pressure adds up everything. This is just with the heat, the sunbeam hitting you. This is draining the cardio tank right now.
It's hand control, hand control, hand control.
Go back down. Inside and go check. Walk to your right, let it go.
It's actually really fun to listen to if you can hear both the corners. It's kind of, being outdoors, you get to hear the corners a lot more, and you can hear both fighters doing exactly what their corners are asking.
Oh, I'm sure you can hear both corners.
Yeah, it's very fun to watch. We have Brock Larson in one ear right next to us and James Krause in the other. And both fighters showing experience, listening to their corners very closely and doing everything they ask. And that's something that comes with, you don't see a lot from at an amateur level. Like, these guys are really showing how skilled they are.
Definitely really composed.
Looking for an overbody, Joseph Hart. John O'Brien looks to step over the top, works out his arm, but they're back to the feet. Oh, big left and right hook by John O'Brien.
Nice body shots, but John O'Brien still hanging in there.
Joseph Hart has a really beautiful back kick. Some huge shots were landed there on the feet by both men.
But John O'Brien putting him right on his back, lacing up that first leg.
Relentless pace in this fight, back and forth, nonstop. As soon as they hit the feet, it was chaos. Both these guys throwing huge strikes, both landing too.
Both landing. They're both trading.
And we will head to round 3.
It's a big third round coming up for Joseph Hart. This might be one of those where he has to finish him, because I think, at least in my cards,
yeah,
John O'Brien's up.
I agree. Joseph Hart landed some huge strikes in that round, but John O'Brien was really, really dominant with the takedown, and the little time they spent on the feet, Joseph did some good things, but wasn't enough to overcome the pressure of John O'Brien.
Right.
But we'll see what happens here in round 3. A great first fight of the night here, though. Absolutely incredible work from these two amateur fighters who look like pros out here in the cage tonight.
this heat's a different game factor. It's something they have to add in. So both corners seem composed. Big third round coming up.
Come on, Joey, let those hands go. Let those hands go, baby. Just go for it. Got the reach. Come on, Joe.
Here we go, round 3.
All right.
Again with the kicks, both these guys have had really excellent kicks the entire fight. This has been the story so far. John O'Brien closing the distance, getting the takedown, but
Joey
Joseph
took the
Hart stuffs
overhand.
one.
Goes to read that leg, puts him right back on his
Beautiful takedown by
back.
John O'Brien.
I mean, this is the story of the fight.
Yeah, let's see if Joey Hart can get back to full guard here like he was towards the beginning of the second round. It's going to be a break here for the mouthpiece. Slides back in the mouthpiece of Joseph Hart, and they'll be right back at it.
Push his hips out.
Nice show of sportsmanship. I think these both guys know they're both game. Have major respect for both opponents.
Yeah, these guys are fighting as amateurs, but showing really professional level composure and just technique all around. Just
Going for the elbow fly again.
Scramble, Joey.
John stepping over,
Joey, sit
making
up.
sure he keeps his shoulder and arm out of trouble.
You know what Joseph did so good in the second round though is, you know, he may not get the finish with this, but he might be able to at least use it to scramble and get back to his feet or try to end up on top.
Keep doing it towards the cage, towards the fence. Get up. Get that leg out. Get that right.
John O'Brien ends up back inside control here.
Push and shrimp, reverse shrimp.
John just stepping up, but it's right back to full guard.
Hit him right there.
The corner of Hart calling for him to get back to his feet, but both these guys so tired here in the third round. I mean,
Set up that hip
like
up.
we talked about before, the heat just adding up, and it has been a crazy pace fight from the beginning.
That little blood again. He's giving you that little blood again. Put your foot on the outside and walk the fence.
Get that right.
Right.
There we go. Hit. Let's go.
Shrimp out towards the
Going. Just hard keeping him in his guard.
Hey, man, I'm Joey. There you go.
There you go. Push his hips out. Push.
Joey has the foot on the hips now, but John O'Brien does a good job of
Back on his hips and push out.
peeling the feet off.
Get your heels back on his hips.
And again, just pressure and lots of strikes here.
There you go. Hard. Get up, Joey. Scramble.
And credit to Joey Hart staying in there, still throwing up submissions here in round 3 after spending most of the fight here on bottom. Just still hanging in there, still doing everything he can do. But John O'Brien's pressure is just relentless. Short time left in the fight here. See if Joey can throw up a haymaker submission.
I mean, John's doing the right thing, but Joe needs to get to his feet.
Come on, Joey. Scramble.
Hips up, hit.
Come on, Joey.
Hit.
Your hips. Pop your hips over.
And that'll be the fight. What an amazing performance by both these men. We'll see John O'Brien most likely secure the victory here with a dominant wrestling and just control on the ground. But like we talked about earlier, both these guys showed professionalism all around, and I think we'll see more from both of them in the future. But what an excellent fight to start off the night.
What a damn good fight. You couldn't ask for anything more. Both these opponents came out. A 3-rounder. I mean, John gave it his all, but Joseph also gave his all too. He was still shooting up submissions, trying to hang in there. Unfortunately, couldn't get off his back. And, you know, that's John O'Brien's bread and butter.
Yeah,
Put him on the back, beat him up.
That's his game.
Good old
absolutely.
school fighting.
Yeah, look forward to seeing both these men again here in the future. Excellent performance all around. And just really both performed like professional fighters, even though it is at an amateur level, listening to their corners and showing elite level technique. Send it up to Joe Sains to make the fight official.
gentlemen, we have your decision. How about a battle by those two warriors going the distance? The judges have scored it unanimous, 30-27 for your winner, John O'Brien!
Just as we suspected, John O'Brien scores the
All
unanimous
right, we're
decision
going to get
victory.
right into bout number 2. Presented to you by Longhorns Wraps and Bowls, with locations in Kansas City, Liberty, Mission, Lee Summit, and St. Joe. Check out their new downtown location. Fighting out of the blue corner is Christopher Deonte.
We got Christopher. I'm not gonna mess up his name. I feel like every time I do this, Christopher Dale in hell.
Christopher Dale.
All right, we have a short break that's going to happen. Unfortunately, our fighter was not equipped with all the right equipment. You must make sure you are well equipped with your mouthpiece and your cup. And unfortunately, our fighter does not have a cup.
With Christopher fighting out of the red corner, George Lavelle Soso-Atu.
Lavelle Soso-Atu making his way to the cage, followed closely by his coach, Zach Cummings. And Lavelle is looking very excited to get in here. Been training for about a year now, but has been looking forward to making his debut ever since he stepped into the gym. And he finally gets the opportunity here tonight. Yeah, it seemed to be that the issue, Christopher Dale Hale was missing a cup, to which the referee said that you're not allowed to compete without one, so you need to go try to find one. So it looks like his corner man ran into the back to see if they could secure a cup for him to use for this bout.
That should be the fighter's choice. You want to go out there and bang, literally put your nuts on the line. I'm with it. In his corner is Zach Cummings from Glory MMA and Brian Harris. And the fight.
Lavelle having a chat here with event coordinator Paul Kalinda. who is stating that he wasn't able to find a cup. We'll see what happens with this, though. Lavelle's ready to go. He's ready to step in the cage. He's been itching for this for, like I said, just about a year now, and this would be a big disappointment if he wasn't able to compete here tonight for him.
This is nuts, man. Just pure nuts.
Into the cage goes Lavelle. Whether his opponents are ready or not, he is, and he is ready to showcase the work that he's put in for the past year.
I just want to say it's nutty that he thought he could come into the cage without a cup. It's my last one, folks. I'm here all night.
If we haven't introduced ourselves yet, I am Matt Waters, joined by my broadcast partner.
Yes, I'm Keith McMillan.
We are excited to join you here tonight for Fight Circus. Once again, brought to you by Wide Open Magazine. We're out here at Gales Harley-Davidson in Grandview, Missouri, with a really night packed full of talent. As long as the weather permits, we will be out here putting on a show, and so far it seems to be holding up. We'll see how many fights we can get through here. It is warm, but it is not raining, so we shall continue.
You know, I'm really excited with the weather right now. It's not raining. It's a little hot, but, you know, these fighters get to come out. They've been putting all this hard work in to get to this moment, and luckily Mother Nature is cooperating right now. All right. And he came back with his cup. Let's go.
In the blue corner, Christopher.
He's got the cup. He is ready to rock. Once again, a last-minute inspection here now from referee Mike England and Nick Nolte.
Lavelle, from what I know, I have the pleasure of training with this gentleman as a striker. He knows how to stay to the outside, really piece somebody up. So let's see if that's his game plan tonight.
Red corner, George Lavelle, Sosolatu. And your fighter in the blue corner, Christopher Deonte.
Getting some last-minute instructions here from referee Mike England. Lavelle giving up a noticeable size difference here. He's going to want to stay on the outside and avoid those big, heavy strikes of Christopher Deonte.
Now coming and trying to lead him with that jab, trying to find his range. Come with that quick overhand, nice. Nice.
Deonte looking to
sprawl it out,
takedown, but
trying to get right back to the feet. Keep this game striking.
He does. He's going to end up on top here. Does Lavelle? He steps over him out.
Nice. Nice. Ran in some shots. Nice.
Big strikes here by Lavelle Sosa.
Nice. These are amateurs. They won't stop it early.
And that'll be a wrap. Referee Mike England calls a stop to the contest after Christopher ate some huge strikes there from the mount position from Lavelle.
And Lavelle coming in with a short first round TKO.
That's one way to make your debut, ladies and gentlemen, with a big TKO victory early in the first round. We saw some good things, though, in that short amount of time. Lavelle showing his, really good experience with the sprawl, stopping that takedown, planting his hips down to the mat, and then ended up winning the scramble and coming out on top right to a mount position where he was able to rain down those haymaker strikes to get the finish.
Couldn't ask for anything better in your debut. He took the cup out already, I just want to point out.
Shout out to whoever let him borrow the cup.
Hope they're not fighting tonight.
and gentlemen, your winner from the red corner, George Lavelle Sosuatu.
Congratulations coming in. Getting a dominant performance, coming out healthy.
Bout 3, presented to you by Jackson County Tow Service, is a leading provider of dependable towing and hauling services all over the greater Kansas City area. Fighting out of the blue corner, let's hear it for Carter Cox.
All right, we have 2 flyweights making their way to the cage now. First is Carter Cox out of Iowa. Very excited for this fight. He's taking on Deonte Frencher. And both these men like to move. They don't sit still inside the cage. That's something we see quite often from the flyweights is constant movement, but these guys are bringing skills to the cage, and I can't wait to see what happens.
I like these guys, these flyweights to come in, they fight, they bring a lot of action. You know, fun fact, they walk around at my junior high weight.
Carter Cox gets the go-ahead from referee Mike England to step into the cage.
And fighting out of the right corner, Deonte French.
And Deonte Frencher making his way to the cage, not to be mistaken with his brother, who we've seen inside the, on MMA Futures before.
Yes, definitely.
Deonte Frencher, but both these guys, both him and his brother, that is, to pack lots of athleticism when they step into the cage, and power and speed, and these guys are both non-stop and very much looking forward to this fight.
Coming out to the powerful Kendrick Lamar.
See his corner there. Once again, James Krause and Grant Dawson. It's a talent-filled corner. And believe it or not, Carter Cox is going to have a notable size advantage here against Deonte Frencher, coming in at a little over, right about 10 pounds heavier than Deonte. So this should be an interesting bout.
Okay.
Hear it for your fighters! Out of the blue corner, Carter Cox! And your fighter in the red corner, Deonte French!
Nice.
And we are off for our third bout of the evening. Touch of gloves, and these two men, like we stated before, moving right off the bat, non-stop.
Nice. Open stance.
Some nice kicks by Carter Cox right off the bat. Deonte has such good movement in and out, though. They're just both right on the outside of the range right now.
Still trying to find that distance. I'm moving so quick. I'm out of breath.
Everything is very fast from both of these men. And that's what we see here at flyweight. Non-stop movement.
Sidekick coming in at karate.
And if you're joining us on the MMA Futures YouTube page, be sure to click the link and go ahead and pre-order that that pay-per-view, which will start right after our next fight. For the time being, though, we have the live chat. Feel free to pop in and say hello if you are watching.
Oh, nice counter. He's waving him in.
Carter Cox says, bring it.
Body kick. These body kicks will add up after a while.
Nice cross there by Deonte, returned by Carter Cox. Neither one of these guys seem too interested in the takedown yet. Yeah, both these guys are doing a good job of controlling that distance, hopping inside, hopping outside, staying on the outside of these punches. But now they're trading heavy. Nice right hand by Carter Cox.
Staying to that side. Coming for a big overhand right to a shot, but he reverses it.
That's the first takedown attempt we've seen so far of the fight.
He gets his underhook. See what he does from here.
Foot stomps here by Carter Cox.
Old school, okay. Welcome to the 2000s. I love it.
Nice right hand landed by Cox, but Deonte does a good job of circling back to the center of the cage, trying to control that distance.
Nice gets out of that shot. You guys still feeling each other out, trying to find that distance. He lands, comes back in for another shot. Steps right over. Nice, he takes it back.
Goes the back here late in round one. And that'll be the bell, though. Might have just been enough to secure the round there for Carter Cox. Such a close back and forth, but I think that takedown will get
it's hard to score. That is definitely hard to score.
Both men landed some great strikes. Carter Cox landed a few really solid right hands, and then we saw that good takedown there at the end where he went right to the back. But Deonte Frencher landed a lot of left hands of his own. Good movement inside, good movement outside. Great work by both these guys. And again, now things are a little less chaotic on the screen. Be sure to go ahead and click there on the MMAFutures.com link for the Gales Harley-Davidson Show. You can pre-order the pay-per-view event, which will start right after our next fight. A great card ahead of us, some top prospects, some amazing pro-level kickboxing matches. A little bit of everything coming your way very soon. Into round two we go.
Right back to the leg kicks.
Yes, go low with it, go low with it. Go low with it, go low with it. Slow. Push it back, there you go. Keep
Kicking with the leg. I said about leg kicks, but you knew what I meant.
It's that cross that Cox has landed a few times already. See if Deonte can land the left hand that he's been throwing straight down the pipe.
Go close, go low rider.
There it is.
Oh.
Couple inside leg kicks. That one lands low. Luckily, unlike our previous fight, Deonte was well prepared and brought his cup to the cage with him.
You know, that's why cups are important. I'm sorry, man.
We'll get a few minutes here to recover.
I believe they get 5 minutes to sit and kind of recuperate. Oh, and then right back
Deonte
at it.
says, I don't need that long. Let's do this. Yeah, so what Deonte is looking to set up is that big left hand. He's done it a few times. He's thrown that lead hook and then just come straight down the middle with the left hand. Cox doing a really good job at keeping distance with that kick, both high and to the body and low inside. Really great work.
Finish with the left hand. Finish with the left hand. Yes, there you go. Ellsworth. Defense Ellsworth.
Big right hand again by Cox. But, right down the middle is the left hand of Deonte.
You know, with that open stance, it's sometimes hard to see that straight hand coming.
And that will be a low blow there by Deonte.
They trade nut shots.
Returns the favor.
Unfortunate. Unintentional.
Yeah, both these guys with so much movement and quick kicks, and they're both throwing lots of kicks. It's bound to happen eventually, and it does here. Really great work so far by both these men. Moving inside, moving outside, and staying, we're, like I said, we're outside and it is hot, but both these guys have maintained their rhythm and their pace this whole fight so far.
And Carter had to slip there.
Deonte found that left hand there just a minute ago and now is looking to land again. Big head kick by Carter Cox.
Might threw him off a little bit. Carter Cox on top. Trying to go for that full mount. He gets the full mount.
Deonte holding on here. Carter Cox is landing some big strikes.
He must bump him off. Must try to bump him off.
Pushing off the cage.
He goes to his back. Going for the rear naked choke.
Deonte doing a good job staying moving though, but Cox looking to lock in the rear naked choke. It's hard to tell if he's quite under the chin yet, and he is, and he gets the tap. Carter Cox secures a second round rear naked choke victory here over Deonte Frencher. An excellent fight while it lasted. Both these guys very, very talented. That's a big win there for Carter Cox.
Definitely, we'll look at the replay.
Carter Cox, you can see it belly down, ends up rolling over, slid that forearm underneath the chin, and Deonte was forced to tap there.
Felt like a long round, but I understand because we had to stop twice. But great job to both young men.
Yeah, we're going to see more from both those guys in the future.
Carter Cox at the end licked his gloves. Very BJ Pennish.
Come on, let's hear it for those fighters. Your winner by tap out at 2:11 in the second round. Let's hear it for Carter Cox. We've had some great matches here this evening already, and it's just getting going. Your bout number 4, presented to you by Hoy Excavating, building communities and providing construction services in the Kansas City Metro. Your fighter out of the blue corner, Lance Lee.
This will be our last fight on the free portion of this broadcast. Coming up on pay-per-view, we have Kyle Noblet in a pro kickboxing match. We have Dominic Garcia versus Kirk Grillington. Kirk Grillington, a veteran of the MMA scene, taking on Domo Garcia, a fan favorite. Some top prospects right before those, which will be Nick Grass. Looking forward to his fight as always. Highly touted amateur prospect here in Missouri. And then the return of Mikey England, who's had a little bit of a layoff. He is a Division I wrestler. He's wrestled at Iowa State, wrestled at Mizzou, and he is 4-0, I believe, now in MMA, looking to add to that record and continue to grow. Very excited to see all those guys fight. You're not going to want to miss it, so make sure to click the link, pre-order that pay-per-view, so you can continue to catch all of the action here with MMA Futures.
Exactly what he said.
For now, though, join us in the live chat on YouTube. We will answer any and all questions that you may have.
And your fighter fighting out of the red corner, Kirby Blanc.
You know, I was waiting for it. I was waiting for someone to come out to the song. One of the most popular songs right now.
It was only a matter of time.
It was only a matter of time. I don't know what I was expecting.
This will be our first and only amateur kickboxing match of the evening.
And you know, even though I've heard the song 2 million times, I still want to dance to it.
No one's stopping you, Keith.
This heat stopping me.
Men meeting at a catch weight of 225 pounds. And as we've often seen in these amateur kickboxing matches, they're shorter rounds, so these guys come out firing heavy right away, both looking to land big strikes. They don't have a lot of time to really work, so they gotta come out aggressive, and that's what we've seen a lot here in the past on MMA Futures in these amateur kickboxing matches.
Definitely, you know, these fights are special because somebody normally goes to sleep, and it's high entertainment, high action. You couldn't ask for anything more. I'm a purist myself. I love the MMA fights, but adding in the kickboxing every now and then, I think is a great idea.
Let's hear it for your fighter in the blue corner, Lance Lee.
Guys,
And let's hear it for your fighter in the red corner, Kirby Blanc.
Guys coming out powerful dad bods. I respect it. That's what's the trend nowadays.
Both these guys going to be looking to land heavy strikes. Feeling each other out here now, though, at the start of this round.
Nice filling out process. That one landed.
Yeah, you saw Lee pull back there just a little bit. Spinning. Turning side kick just a little bit low. Referee Mike England catch the warning. Big haymaker strikes here by Lance Lee now.
He's throwing. Nice body kick. He's against the cage. You see,
Push
takes
kick to the
advantage
body.
of that.
Lee putting on the pressure here now.
Those guys in open stance. So that body at midsection will be open.
Ooh, big left hook by Kirby.
That one lands right on the chin. He goes right to back to the body.
Yeah, Lee's putting a lot of pressure on the body, trying to add up those strikes.
Okay.
Slip there, won't be counted as a knockdown.
Staying in open stance.
Slips underneath. Does Lance Lee comes up with a hook of his own. And we will head to round two.
All right. You got to look at both these guys and understand with the heavier frames, they are now landing some powerful shots. It'd be curious if they keep it standing. Well, obviously, they're going to keep it standing, Matt. Thank you for that correction.
It'll be interesting to see if the body kicks of Lee will add up here into round 2, and if we make it to the third, you can see the corners fanning their fighters there. It is a warm 84 degrees out here. These guys putting it all on the line.
It feels like it's 90. Both guys coming out for a second round.
An intense stare between these two. See who can land the big strike first. Right back to that push kick to the body. Oh, jumping high kick.
Some athleticism coming out. I like it.
Big right hand there by Lee.
And he's smiling at him. I think
Blanc
that
beats
hurt.
it though. Both these guys are landing heavy strikes, but both have iron chins as well. Some big kicks here. Right back to that push kick to the body.
Oh, and he's landing. He's firing back. He's staying in there.
And Kirby circling around the outside.
Oh, nice slip. He slips again. He's starting to time it. He's starting to get his timing. Right back to the body. Both guys are respecting each other's power. Right.
Both men starting to show a little bit of wear here in round 2. And we will finally see a third round here.
How do you score this one so far, Matt?
You know, it's been close. I would give the advantage right now to Lee just because he's been circling on the inside, controlling the center of the cage. But, yeah, you know, both guys have landed good strikes. But right now I'd have to give it to Lee so far. There's a link in the chat right above, Steven, that you're going to want to click to take you to the MMAfutures.com, where you will purchase the pay-per-view portion, which will begin immediately after this fight. And that's how you can catch Mikey England, the highly touted prospect. MMAfutures.com. Don't miss it. Amazing fights, top to bottom.
Coming out to the last round, I'm super excited. I think they're going to come out here and try to finish it. That's good showmanship.
Both these guys have had big moments. It could come down to the third round. Big push kick there by Lee that drops Blanc to the ground, but he's already back to his feet. It'd be scored as a knockdown, but it looks like he's going to be ready to go.
All right, we'll see.
We've seen several push kicks that have been right through the middle for Lee, but that one was able to push through just a little bit more and score the knockdown.
All right.
A wheel kick there by Blanc, misses just inside.
You guys have to get out of this last round.
Jumping knee by Lee, just misses.
Ooh, all right.
Body kick followed up by a right hand.
Well, for another body kick, I think he smells.
He might have
what's
heard.
going on. He smells the end is coming.
Yeah, that's been the you know, the biggest story of the fight so far is just the pressure from Lee. Big right hand once again. He's finding a home for that right hand. He scored one knockdown. He would definitely like another.
Now they're trading. That was a big. That was big.
Not much time left in this contest. Let's see if Blanc can score a big strike here.
10 seconds left to see if they get out of it. Go toe to toe. Just start slugging.
Nice knee to the body. And that'll bring us to the end of the fight. So once again,
tired.
One more time here, if you haven't heard already, turn into MMAfutures.com to order the pay-per-view portion of Fight Circus, brought to you by Wide Open Magazine. We are out here at Gales Harley-Davidson in Grandview, Missouri. Amazing fights still to come. We have the return of Nick Grass, a highly touted prospect here from Missouri. We have Mikey England, the undefeated wrestler who's wrestled at Mizzou. He's wrestled at Iowa State, and so far all the wrestlers that have come out of Mizzou have been just monsters. And Mike England would like to add his name to the likes of Tyrone Woodley, to the likes of Ben Askren, Michael Chandler. He's going to look to continue his career here tonight. But if you want to catch that, you need to turn into MMAfutures.com, order the pay-per-view, have some pro kickboxing matches to end the night. Don't miss it, ladies and gentlemen. You have a little bit of a break here. Yeah, you can see a lot of swelling there on the foot of Lance Lee. Might have come from a kicked elbow. I noticed after one of his kicks earlier, he kind of like stumbled a little bit, but was able to push through and make it to the end of the fight. Let's see if he will get the decision and make the injured foot worthwhile. That's what it sounds like. You can hear Kirby Blanc saying, I could tell that he hurt his foot on my elbow. So Lance Lee must have kicked an elbow there, and you can see the swelling on his foot. Send it up to Joe Sains to make it official.
How about those guys throwing some heavy leather? Yeah?
Yeah.
Let's hear it for the fighters. Your winner by majority decision, out of the red corner, Kirby Blanc.
Oh. I'm good. How are you?